Hello and welcome to G Fun Facts Online. Have you ever been on a commercial flight, looked out the window, and marveled at the fact that you're in a metal tube, flying miles above the ground? It's an everyday miracle for millions. And here's the most incredible part. It's one of the safest things you can do. Over 99.99% of commercial flights land without any issues. But what about that tiny fraction of a percent when things go wrong? Today, we're looking at how air disasters, as tragic as they are, have forged the incredible safety record of modern aviation. It's a story of learning from tragedy to make the skies safer for us all. When we think of a plane crash, our minds often jump to the pilots. And it's true, a large portion of accidents are attributed to what investigators call human factors. But that term is much broader than you might think. It includes everyone from maintenance crews to air traffic controllers. Perhaps the most infamous example is the Tenerife airport disaster in 1977. On a foggy runway, two fully loaded Boeing 747s collided. It remains the deadliest accident in aviation history. The cause was a tragic series of miscommunications and a pilot, under pressure to depart, taking off without clearance. This catastrophe led to a revolution in the cockpit called Crew Resource Management, or CRM. It's now a global standard that trains crews to communicate clearly, work as a team, and challenge each other's decisions to prevent errors. Sometimes, the error happens on the ground. In 1988, Aloha Airlines Flight 243 became a convertible mid-flight when a huge section of its roof ripped off. Miraculously, it landed. The investigation found that years of flying short, salty air routes had caused metal fatigue that maintenance crews simply missed. This event, and others like the crash of American Airlines Flight 191, led to far more stringent inspection programs for aging aircraft. Of course, it's not always human error. Modern planes are engineering marvels with layers of backup systems. But sometimes, the metal itself fails. The Aloha Airlines incident is a classic case of structural fatigue, where tiny cracks grow over thousands of flights until the structure gives way. Engine failures can also be catastrophic, though planes are designed to fly safely even if they lose an engine. The real danger comes when a failing engine sends shrapnel into other critical parts of the aircraft, like hydraulic lines or flight controls. Then there's the unpredictable power of nature. Even with advanced radar, weather can be a formidable foe. One of the most terrifying hazards is a microburst. It's a sudden, violent downdraft of air that can slam a plane into the ground, especially during takeoff or landing. This is exactly what happened to Delta Flight 191 in Dallas in 1985. The crash led to a massive effort to understand and detect these invisible killers, resulting in new onboard warning systems and pilot training that have saved countless lives since. Another danger is icing. In 2009, Air France Flight 447 fell into the Atlantic Ocean. The chain of events began when ice clogged the plane's airspeed sensors, giving the pilots confusing and unreliable information, which ultimately led to a stall. And let's not forget volcanic ash, fine particles of rock and glass that can choke engines and sandblast cockpit windows, posing a huge risk to any plane flying through it. So, when the unthinkable happens, who pieces it all together? In the United States, it's the National Transportation Safety Board, or NTSB. Their investigators are the guardians of the sky. They conduct exhaustive investigations that can take years, and their final reports don't just assign blame. They issue safety recommendations to prevent it from ever happening again. In Europe, a similar role is played by the EASA. The future of safety is even more proactive. We're moving towards using technology like satellite-based navigation and AI to analyze massive amounts of flight data, predicting maintenance needs, and identifying risks before they ever become a threat. While increased automation helps, it also brings new challenges, ensuring pilots remain sharp. Ultimately, that incredible safety record of modern flying wasn't just achieved, it was earned. it's built on a foundation of knowledge paid for by tragedy. It's a continuous cycle of investigation, innovation, and improvement that ensures the miracle of flight remains a safe and reliable reality for all of us. Thanks for listening to G Fun Facts Online.